How's everybody doing? I was not here yesterday because I had my son home from school. It was one of those teacher planning days. And then my wife also got the day off. She ended up working on Sunday and got her Monday off instead. So I kind of treated that as an extra weekend since I didn't get my Sunday with her. So I kind of just took it easy. But I still wanted to do three streams this week. So I decided, what the hell? Let's do a little bit on Tuesday, and then I'll do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Seems to make sense. I want to get through the game, not because I'm disliking it. I'm actually enjoying it a lot. But you know, there are lots of things to play out there, guys. There's a lot of games to play. Go, Luke. You're trying your best. I guess I can respect that. Ooh, yeah, Karna can maybe bonk this guy. Bonk him? Ooh, no. That shouldn't have been what I did. I did the bad one. The choice I made was the bad choice, actually. Man, Daddie's freaking bulky as hell. Let's see. Road. I don't know if I'm going to like really keep Road on the team. So I don't know how much I want to do with him. Well, let's at least do some damage to this lizard man. I know that they can be pretty dangerous. Is this Aura, I assume? Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Anything exciting happen? I can't think of anything interesting, like too much, that I've been up to. Pretty basic stuff from me. Alright, I guess we can do a level 3 Blaze with Kaz in here. He'll kill this Dark Soldier. Let's go! What up, Jabroni? It is so great to see you. How's your drive, man? And then, when is the interview section of whatever's happening? Let's see, who needs a little bit of health? Gerhalt's doing okay. Anybody over here need anything? Anybody? Ooh, Rick. Yeah, Rick needs some help. That's the real reason I didn't stream yesterday. What I just said was a lie. I honestly didn't want to stream without Jabroni being here. So I had to postpone everything to make sure Jabroni could catch it. Drive was okay. Glad it's done. Interview was yesterday. I'm already back to work. Damn. They really just don't give you any breaks. Well, how do you think it went? Are you confident in any way? I hope so. You should be. You're extremely qualified from what I understand. Certainly I'm not biased to my friend, to my buddy. That'd be ridiculous. Ooh, a wyvern. Look at this little dragon. Oh, good job, Luke. You don't got shit on my boy. Okay, let's see. To a tank. Wow, that's good damage to a tank. Let's see. Let's let Jaha work on this lizard man. I'm worried because he's getting healed and stuff. I don't much care for that. Little scary. Let's bring our boy over here. I think it went well, hoping for the best, but if they don't give me an offer, it's not the end of the world. I'm not done applying for this year no matter what. I need a break. Yeah, you deserve like 100 breaks. Yeah, I know there were like it seemed to be like pros and cons to both. You know, moving's a hassle, but you know there are upsides to to living in your old hometown kind of deal. But it's also nice to just be where you are. So I understand like there are definitely reasons to want it to not work out in a way. I don't know if that's the proper way to say that, but I can understand why you might not want it to happen. I'm doing all right. I went to the library today, got some books for my son and for myself. I got a new Italian book. Nice little Italian kids book for me. Il Topolino. The little mouse. So, you know, I'm doing great. You love your house, don't want to give it up. You shouldn't. I mean, unless you want to. Yeah, I think whatever happens, like, not in like a fate kind of way, but like in a way where it's like understandable that like you'll be fine no matter what kind of thing. I think is how I'm choosing to see it. Like, that's how I have to see these things. Like, when you've got two options and they're both kind of good, kind of bad, it depends. You gotta just, you know, look at the pros and cons and be like, well, you know what? Neither one of these options is, like, terrible. Could be a lot worse, no matter what. So, maybe it's okay. I mean, that being said, I still have a lot of work to do on that. Like, I can still go into an anxiety spiral over nothing. So, what do I know? But other than that, I think I'm doing all right. Kid stuff is fine. You know, as good as it can be. What should we do here? Oof. This is a risky business right here. Not sure if this is the right move, but okay, that might have been the right move. Those dark snipers are dangerous. Kiddo feeling better? A little bit. Yeah, she's doing all right. I think she got over the worst part of her teething. Bastard. The pain hasn't been as bad from what I think I see. She seems happier, you know, a little more play. I think part of it is also just like she's in that phase of growing up where she just like always wants to do something, and then if you don't know exactly what she wants because she doesn't freaking speak English, she gets really upset. So it's kind of, oh, come on, you bastard. It's kind of just a guessing game of what's going to work, what's not going to work. And it's a little tiring. Oof, man. Like, the other day, she had just an absolute terrible night. I think it was partially the zoo, because she ended up staying up really late, and that kind of stuff messes her up for like a couple of days until she gets back on schedule. And like the next day, I let her sleep in like as much as she wanted, but I had to put her down even earlier, so she got like less uptime and was just pissed. Like, I couldn't do anything to cheer her up. I felt awful. Felt absolutely awful. But at the same, and like she stayed up like after I put her down, and was still really mad like that whole time, but she was mad even when she was with me. So I have to be like, it's okay that she's just upset in bed, she's overtired, she was upset when you were with her anyways, like, you need a break for your sanity, she needs to like calm down and relax as well. It was an interesting time. Hey, Deidrin! My sibling growing up would consistently want something and use an entirely wrong word for it and be mad you didn't know what it was. So they were a 1-year-old. It's rough. It's rough out there for kids. And it is really cool that she does know some words. Like, she knows cat. She doesn't say cat. She's got her own language. She goes because we say like kitty kitty. So she goes So like sometimes we'll be sitting outside of her room. She's got a big window that looks out onto the front yard and the street. And there are, you know, wild cats all over the place. And she'll just sometimes walk over to the window and go and I know that she's found a cat, which is kind of cool that I can just like know that. Or if she's walking around and she sees one of our cats walking around, she just go kiki. Then she'll say dog dog for dogs. So like if I let the dogs out and she's with me, she'll say like dog dog, and she'll point outside, you know, outside of the door and talk to me about, she'll like dog dog, dog dog. And when I call for the dogs to come back inside, she'll say dog dog, dog dog, trying to get them back inside too. It's pretty cute. But not like knowing the right word. Oh, but purposefully choosing the wrong one. That is frustrating. That sucks. Like if you're gonna because if you're gonna blame someone for that, that blows. I am more scared of this wyvern, but I'm also really scared of that sniper. But I'm far more scared of this thing. I do not like the wyvern. Can I don't know if she's going to do enough damage. Can risk it. But the lizard man's dangerous too, but he doesn't have nearly as much mobility. I'm going to go for it. It is really cute. She, oh, nice job. Okay, I was definitely right. I had nothing to worry about. That was the right choice. Yeah, she'll, I think she's just started to learn like the word panda or something. Both of my kids are obsessed with pandas, apparently. I mean, rightfully so. They're adorable and awesome. But it's just really strange that they both have like this thing for pandas. There we go. So she's kind of learning that where she goes like pama, mama. So she's got like the syllables down. It's really interesting. Like from a purely analytical point of view, having a kid and just like as a case study, watching them grow up and being completely useless, like not being able to even open their eyes, and then watching them grow up and be able to do like walking around and playing and like organizing and creating their own words that sound like your words. And then like now I have a 6-year-old that I can have a conversation with, and he's got like ideas and he creates things and he like has wants and dreams and desires. It's really interesting to think about that from the perspective of this thing didn't used to exist. And from a reproductive standpoint, the odds of creating this exact kid again just genetically is astronomically low, like impossibly low. There are so many ways that reproduction works to create diversity in the genetic sense. So like if we reproduced on a different day or at a different time, or if a different sperm and egg combo occurred, that exact kid would not be present. It just can't happen. And then you combine that with environmental factors, like where they grow up, who they grow up with, even something as simple as the type of foods available, change how a kid is dramatically. So it's really cool to be able to see a child and know that they are super unique and there's nothing like them, and that if even a couple of things went differently, that child would be completely different. Jojo, happy Tuesday. Sorry, I'm on a different schedule, so my days are weird. Yes, we have a Pegasus Rick. Pegasus Rick! That's the joke, right? That's the thing everybody likes, Pegasus Rick. Whenever you promote Sarah Karnan Kazan, I suggest you do a Sailor Moon style secret book power shout with your hand in the air. If you remind me to do that, I would be so pleasured to do that. Nothing makes me happy than to do something really stupid. Morty, I turned myself into a Pegasus. I'm Pegasus Rick. Don't you love it when just bits write themselves? Spinning around. I am in a swivel chair, so I think this can happen. I think it can happen, guys. We'll make it happen. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Rick and Morty that much. I remember watching the first maybe like 2 seasons and being like, oh, this is fun. Oh, damn. 1 second. I didn't want to kill that thing. There was experience to be had. Yeah, I remember watching the first 2 seasons. I'm like, oh, this is fun. And then season 3 came out, and I just didn't care that much. And then I'll admit a lot of it is also the fan base kind of just sucks. Like, they're so obnoxious and annoying. It took away from my enjoyment of the series. So like once the Pickle Rick thing happened, I was already out of it. I was just not interested. And like the jokes were fine, and it's like, I don't know, it like after that point it did not click with me nearly as much, and I don't know who to blame for that. Rick and Morty fans are the worst. From what I see, yeah, it's a strange cocktail of like desperate cringe and what I can only maybe describe as pseudo-intellectualism. Like, they have this delusion, I guess, that because they like Rick and Morty, they're a better person, or they're a funnier person, or they're a more intelligent person because, oh, the show talks about existentialism and nihilism in a very interesting way. And it's like, yeah, kinda, but not like, it's not like deeply philosophical. So like seeing stuff like that, it's like, I don't know if I care, guys. I don't think it's fine. It's fine. I don't know what else to tell you. Other than that, it's fine. Let's see. It was a show that really spoke to me and my friends in grad school. 1 second. Since leaving grad school, it hasn't held up. Rick and Morty fans are the worst. Fan base 100% sucks. I agree the fan base is absurd. Rick and Morty never clicked with me. It always felt overrated for a modern... Yeah, and when I say all this, I'm not saying that it has 0 funny moments, because that's just categorically untrue. It has funny moments. Like, of course it does. It's a comedy, and it's got writers who work very hard to make sure it is funny. It is a funny show. But like the cultural relevance, it was given a little much. A little much. It's a very cynical show which spoke to anyone doing a PhD program. I can understand that. I do think the show fell down the rabbit hole of feeling Rick's worldview had to be constantly validated at the expense of Morty. Yeah, I do not know everything about this show. But I think it got lost in its own juice, its own like message. It started to believe its own shit, or it liked the smell of its own shit. I don't remember the exact phrase for it, but like it, like, oh gosh, I know I'm stumbling over my words a lot. I'm trying to be like intelligent and smart and thorough and thoughtful with this analysis of a cartoon. But yeah, it always felt like Rick had to be given all these opportunities and all these times where he was proven right, but the same generosity was never given to the other characters in their worldview. So it felt like the writers had a bit of a bias. Again, I only watched like the first 2 seasons with any kind of attention, and the third I watched it like while I was working out, and I didn't really care. But from what I understand, it's like, yeah, nihilism, yeah, and isn't it cool that we don't care about anything? Isn't it cool that our main character's a fucking drunk loser, and intellectualism has made him miserable? And I think maybe that has something to do with it, because miserable people felt validated by it. And a lot of intellectual people are miserable. So it spoke to them in a weird way, but instead of giving them a like a way to think and reflect on how that looks to other people and how being this cynical asshole like affects your friends and your family or your relationships, or perhaps, you know, burns the relationships. It kind of just felt like, yeah, see, we were right, because the world sucks. Rick's not wrong. He's an asshole, but he has every right to be an asshole. Something like that. I don't exactly know where I'm going with this, but hopefully you guys do. Can you agree with that? I like the smell of its own farts. Thank you, Jabroni. After season 3, it felt they went downhill. Oh, I'm glad that's where I stopped. That's exactly how I felt. There was never a balance between how they treated Rick and Morty. Like, the punchline is Morty is an idiot, but watching the show, that's not the case. Morty tries to see the good and is eventually worn down, belittled, and humbled by Rick constantly. Yeah, and it didn't have to be that way. I'm gonna do a little bit of damage here. He shouldn't kill. Perfect. Because I think there is validation, there is truth in, like, seeing the world isn't as bad as you think it is. Because I'll admit, the world breaks me down constantly. Like, as a joke, all the time. I say that consciousness was a mistake. And I often wish that I didn't have to feel things. Because it's hard. And it's upsetting to feel things and have your brain feel like it's dying because the world is just so fucked. But at the same time, I'm not that bad off where I can't see the good in something, or see, like, the relationships I have with my wife or my son, my daughter. Like, I just a few moments ago expressed how happy I am to, like, watch a kid grow up and do all this stuff, and they don't have those problems. My son doesn't look at that like that. The worst thing that happened to my son recently is that the penguin lost the Minecraft mob vote. Mind you, he was devastated. But that's the worst he has going for him, and, like, as a grown-up, I'm trying to teach him, like, realism. Like, okay, yeah, these are things that can happen, things can go poorly, but I also want to teach him, like, how to deal with those problems and how to deal with things that suck. Because, yeah, the world does suck. Rick and Morty is right about that. The world sucks. It's really hard to live. But the answer isn't alcoholism. The answer isn't cynicism. The answer isn't pushing people away and being an asshole. The answer is, like, relationships and coping mechanisms. And, you know, optimism and stuff like that. And I think that's where the show, you know, again, maybe it fixed itself later on, but you guys seem to know that it did not do that. It seems to have doubled down on the bad stuff instead of, like, having the opportunity to teach a lesson to people who really admire the show and needed that lesson. It feels like it just dropped the ball. Ooh, okay, lots of stuff happening here. Yeah, I think the fact Rick's nihilistic, hateful, smarter than you mindset is glorified made it appeal to Redditors. Yeah, precisely. There is that type of person who's just like, oh, fuck yeah, like, it's enabling. That's I think that might have been the word I was looking for earlier, or something. Enabling. It enables bad behavior. And it's not a message that really appeals to me. Yeah, it's a message that appeals to high school edgelords who want permission to be better than other people. And, like, I had that time in my life when I was a douchebag high school edgelord, and I was like, yeah, everybody fucking sucks. I can't believe this. And, like, that show would have made me felt great, because it's like, yeah, look at this hero. Look at this character who's always proven right, getting exactly what he wants, proving everybody wrong. He's smart. He's an asshole. He sees the world for what it really is, and he's the hero. I'd also like to add it properly suffers from breakout character syndrome. When there's a breakout character on the show that the writers are obviously in love with and throw more storylines their way. I also get the feeling the writers have contempt for the fans. I can't speak to that. But yeah, sometimes, like, a character is so popular, or the writers have a bias for that character where it's just like, yeah, we gotta do it. We gotta just throw everything for this character, and like, it can get a little grating. It can get a little not great sometimes. That's fine. There was a phrase from a book, or an audiobook I listened to a long time ago. And it's where I got the whole consciousness is a mistake joke. It's a philosophical book written by a horror writer. Thomas Ligotti, I believe is his name. Interesting writer, like an excellent horror writer. And the whole thing is the tragedy of human consciousness or something like that. I'll have to look it up again. But he goes through like different types and parts of pessimism and why stories revolve around it, and like basically why consciousness was a mistake. And in one of his chapters, he describes a type of person, I think it's called like a heroic pessimist. And I felt drawn to that, where it's like, yeah, the world sucks and life is really, really hard. But that's not an excuse to give up. And that's not an excuse to treat other people rotten. And I felt touched by that. Like, even though I don't think he was glorifying it, like, the guy's a bit of a downer. I like his work, though. Here we go. This is what I wanted. But yeah, just like understanding that the world can be rough, but that's not an excuse to resign yourself to a shitty fate. Part of the fun of Rick and Morty was the sprawling universe and overarching story. What is the central finite curve? Is this Morty actually Rick's? The fandom included one of this great story, and the writers kept throwing fourth wall breaking lines into the script, chastising the audience for wanting that. But if you write it that way, like, I don't know. If you're writing a story that has these overarching plot lines, like, you can't be surprised if they're written well and in a way that people want them. You can't get mad at your fans for wanting them. That's pretty douchey. That's like I would in the most recent Star Wars, they were like, yeah, fucking Rey's parentage or genealogy isn't all that important. Meanwhile, in the movies, they seem to make a lot of point and a lot of time and implications about her lineage and stuff like that. So it's like, the reason people care is because you put the seeds in their head. I can see the heroic pessimist mindset. Kind of ride the line between being a realist and a pessimist, but I agree with the whole not giving up and being resigned. Yeah, it's a complicated line that we walk, and that's what makes people interesting. Like, when you're writing a character, it's fun to have that nuance. It's fun to have these shades of gray because it feels real. And, you know, it's easy to write bad guy bad. Dark dragon is bad dragon. Hero of light is good guy. But, you know, while that's fun and easy to digest, it doesn't make me think any. I agree, it's one of the reasons it's been hard to watch these later seasons. Dan Harmon is toxic as fuck. It's been known since his Community days. But Community is so funny. Community is so good. Justin Roiland is off the show, if I recall, because of some gnarly shit that I can't remember. Yeah, I heard some really bad stuff happened with some of the writers, creators. I don't follow it because I don't, care. I'm not that invested in the show where I have to know what's happening with the creators. It seemed fucked up, whatever that happened. Possibly some essay stuff, but I don't know for sure. And that's gross, and I don't like it. And I hope that I'm glad that they're gone, if that's the case. No, Dark Dragon just had a falling out with Xenon and Vulcanon and Metula. It's so much more complicated, guys. Justin Roiland was involved in some domestic violence, kidnapping. Jeez. Definitely interpreted SA stuff as essay stuff. Oh, isn't that funnier? Isn't that better? If only. Yeah, he just wrote some really bad persuasive arguments, guys. He wrote an informative essay, and I didn't learn a damn thing. Ooh, a bridge. Oh, look at these little critters. Those monsters are eating the bridge. Help me. Jeez. I heard a girl's voice. Get out of my way, bastard. Get away from the bridge before it falls into the river. I was forced into an essay against my will when I was a teenager. It was a teacher who did it to me. I haven't been able to trust again. I sprained my ankle. Please help me. I can't stand up. Well, this horny old man will certainly help. Daddy, defeat all the monsters. Hurry. I don't trust you, Astral. I will help her. Why are you insinuating that I'm not going to help this poor girl? She sprained her ankle on a bridge surrounded by weird-ass monsters. Of course I'm going to. Of course. Dude, it looks like we had some flying guys. Okay, let's be careful. Let's be real careful. Okay, we've got some stuff happening over here. I do not like how you don't get to, like, choose where your team members go. I know it would take more time, but it's really annoying to have, like, all my squishy people on the outside. And my big strong boys and girls nowhere near where all the damage is coming from. I'm gonna keep Jaha down here. He can help with the wyverns. It's based on party order. Okay, that makes sense. Clearly there's a method. I just don't know it. Because I don't know anything. I'm gonna send this right here, send her there. This is fine. Everything's fine. Oh yeah, you don't got shit on me anymore, you dark sniper. There we go. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Ooh, man, even my tanky boy is getting hit pretty hard. That's all right. We've got Peter here to help. Hooray! Nice. Okay. Ooh, that's a good level up right there. Nothing wrong with that. A lesser demon. Wow, we haven't thought we were out of those. Wow. I like its little beak. Ooh, a master monk. All right, yeah, let's use our units here to get some damage done from a nice safe angle. Woo! Nice, good job, Road. I don't know if you'll be staying long, but I don't mind you being part of the team. Let's use a heal on Jaha here. Excellent, excellent. We're gonna be fine. If you were worried, you shouldn't have been, because this game's easy, actually. Did you know that this game is actually super easy? Alright, so that's a lesser demon up there. Not too worried. Let's keep her back here. Don't know exactly what to expect yet, so we'll play it a little bit safe. Just a little bit. Can we get maybe Luke over here to attack this demon? Daemon. Oh, Luke. Oh, Luke. Easy game for babies confirmed. This game's so... Guys, who cares? This game's so easy. You had a problem with this game? I was beating this game before you guys were even alive. I don't know how old all of you guys are, but whatever the answer is, doesn't matter. I was beating this game with my eyes closed. I was doing challenge runs. while you were still in diapers. This game's so easy. Look at that, I just killed a wyvern. How many of you guys have killed a wyvern? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Not many. You're younger than Shining Force 2. Geralt is at risk for falling behind. Yeah, I know. He's been getting a little screwed. I want him to survive. I do. I promise. All right, let's maybe he and Daddie can do like a tag team on this. Nice. Jaha, come down here and see if you can. Oh, I didn't even see that he was poisoned. Oopsies. It's fine. Gort Rage. I'm actually only barely older than Shining Force 3. I think it's the only Shining Force game released in my lifetime. I was born in 92, and I think, so I'm just like a few years older than these games. Not by enough to matter, obviously. It's funny when I was teaching, like seeing how old, seeing when the kids' birthdays are, and it's just like, oh my god, you guys are like actual babies. And then I would tell them I was born in the 90s. They're like, what? The 90s? Numbers go that low? Like I met someone born in the 90s? It's a little painful. JoJo's the oldest. You're a 96, or you're just a year older than my sister. A 1-year-old me was not playing Shining Force 3. You're rarely the old one. Well, you're I mean, good for you, I guess. Right? I mean, that seems like a cool thing. There are benefits to being the old one. Certainly, there have to be. You have life experience. That's something. I don't have much of that. Even though I'm in my 30s, I feel like I don't have a lot of life experience. All right. I want Geralt to get that lizard man kill, I hope. And I want Kazan to get a couple more levels. He's so close to being able to frickin' promote, but he's only going to get like 1 experience from this. Fuck me. Bam. Yeah, Rick's doing all right. I like this setup for him. He's doing well. All right, Geralt. Just kill him. I asked for a little more. I asked for more. All right, I'm gonna bring Slade over here so he doesn't get hurt. And we just lost him. Motherfucker. Of course it was the exact amount of damage. Ugh. Okay, I might go back and get Geralt back. Because I need him to get those levels. That's the nice thing about late promotions. The game only considers you to be back at level 21, so all the older monsters start giving you more XP. That's nice. Yeah, I feel like Kazan is struggling because of that now. Sarah gets to level up soon, or promote next level. Maybe. Yeah. This everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're good. I'm gonna give someone else that Lesser Demon. You've had Lesser Demon for a while, and Rick just got 49 XP off of killing it. Oh yeah. Oh, because of his promotion. Yeah. Luke? I know Luke is struggling hard. I feel so bad for him. Look at that shit. Come on. This is, you know what, Jojo? This is all your fault. Actually, I'm gonna Uno reverse card. This is your fault for making me promote so much later. If it wasn't for you, everybody would be super strong, and life would be good, and my dad would love me, and my daughter wouldn't be sick, and they'd have all the books, that I want at the library, and life would be great. But because you're making me do this, JoJo, my life is a hell. A hellscape. Nightmarish. Never-ending. Birdman struggling, you can't imagine it. I don't know. Why don't they just make a good Birdman? It's not like there's rules against it. They have the tools. They make the rules. Oh, she's so close. Oh, she's so close. Okay, I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna try to get her. If she gets a 15 XP, she'll level up, and then I can promote her. Damn it. As someone who has saved the Shining Force universe multiple times, how dare I? How dare I? I think you know exactly where I stand, sir. I made stupid, false allegations and blamed them on you. And that's where we stand right now. I don't know why you're confused. While Dueling Gloves challenge you to a Shining Force battle, Shining Force 2 battle, the Birdman and Guidance CD Final Conflict are really good. Well, I'm glad that's the Shining Force game we're playing when this one's done. I think you guys said to do CD next. Your Shining Force 2 Force against yours. Yeah, Sarah's level 30, so she's about to level up to 31. Okay, you're good. Speaking of books, if you haven't read the Abhorsen Chronicles by Garth Nix, it's my favorite fantasy series. I haven't read all of the books after the original trilogy of Sabriel and Lireal and Abhorsen, but those three are beautiful. Let me look it up on Audible. Garth Nix. Garth Nix. Okay, it showed right up. Abhorsen. Okay, they're all there. The Sinister Booksellers of Bath. Highly rated. And I've got credits. Interesting. Why are they your favorite? Because I don't think they're all that good. Coming from the guy who hasn't read them and knows nothing. I want you to defend your claim. I'm gonna go back to my science teacher roots and ask you to defend your claim. That's how I work. If I had a student tell me something, I force them to defend themselves, defend their claim. And JoJo, anytime, your Shining Force against my Shining Force. I've got, why would I be scared? Oh, that's hideous. It's not like you have lots more of like game knowledge and experience than I do. Defend it like I defended Gerhal. Oh, wait. You know what? I know we said we're allowed to sass each other. But this is getting ridiculous. There's a fine line between sassing me and attacking me. This was supposed to be my safe space. You guys were supposed to be my internet friends. And here we are. Here I am. An innocent, getting attacked like this. Unbelievable. My own choices, having consequences, and you guys calling me out. I don't know where you get the nerve. We were supposed to be friends, JoJo. The world is really engaging. The magic system is quite interesting and writes an interesting blend of two types of magic, both more structured magic and wild free magic. The main focus of the series are Abhorsens, who are like reverse necromancers, walking in death to keep dead things dead, which is a very novel concept in its idea and execution. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I like a magic... Like, there's a time for a loose magic system, and there's a time for a more structured, tight-knit system that has more rules. There we go, 31. We're getting out of here because we're going to go promote Sarah and bring Geralt back. I like it occasionally when there are a lot of rules. It's fun when there are rules because then the writer has to be creative with bending the rules, which is fun. Because they have to work within their own established system. If the world has no rules, then like it feels like there are fewer opportunities for creative solutions that the characters have to discover. Because you can just write whatever you want. Any character can do anything because the magic system allows them to do anything. There are also sassy talking animal companions who often steal their scenes while not taking the story out of being a relatively serious and well-written narrative. That's a tough line to cross, or tough line to walk, excuse me, is having comic relief that makes sense within the story and like adds the moments of levity but does not like tonally whiplash you into like not being interested in the story or not being able to buy the world anymore. Like it doesn't break the immersion. Oh wait, the whole point the whole point of that was to promote Sarah. Okay. Items. Does she have one? Does she have one on her? No, she doesn't. Okay. So the Vigor Ball, I believe is what it was. Here we go. Vigor Ball. To Sarah. Also, thank you. I don't know what I would do without you guys. Detox. Jaha. And that priest, he was going to charge me for that. Sarah does it for free. Alright, let's do this. Promote. Go from baby to big boy. Sarah. Now raise... Oh, that's right. I got to do it. Let me make sure I'm reading it right. Fighting class. Sarah can be promoted to monk. Mim monk. Mim monk. Yes. Alright, here we go. Conduct the rite. Raise your hand and shout Vigor Ball Power Makeup. Vigor Ball Power Makeup! I will punish you. Pretty guardians, baby. I hope you guys were all really impressed with me. Alright. Kazan, Jojo, in the name of Grand Seal and education. In the name of my non-existent master's degree. Go get her a glove. Yeah, that was... Thanks. I'm pretty impressive. I've been known to catch people's eyes. It's like, oh my goodness. Did you see what he just did? What a hero. What an incredible man. Alright, so we can now get rid of, I assume, her power stick. Not enough gratuitous fan service in my transformation sequence. I'll fix it in post. I will fix it in post. I'll make myself super sexy. I'll make all my clothes go away. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so hot, guys. You're gonna be so impressed with me. It's gonna be so cool. I don't know your guys' sexual orientations, but be prepared for some questions. I have been working out. Do a little bit of exercise biking. Do a little bit of weights every now and again. Work on my abs and my posture. So if I were to ever do, you know, a little bit of lewds, you know, now's the time. People love the dad bod. The dad bod's never been stronger. Oh, look at her. Oh, look at her little monk self. Oh, she's adorable. Wait till I see what she can do now. I see. Now you can use Sarah as a fighter and she will be a beast. I've never been more excited. Can't you tell? The adrenaline coursing through me. Coursing. Oh, yeah, let's check it out. So Bowie is at an attack stat of 74, and he's level 10 post-promo. She's at 65, level 1 post-promo. So she seems to be doing well. Okay, I don't wanna put Rick in that kind of position just yet. We'll be careful. Luke, come on down. So assuming +1 or 2 attacks, she'll be as strong as Bowie at the same level. Yeah, and Bowie's doing wonders. Bowie a strong boy. I'm sorry, Daddie. Daddie's a strong boy. Very strong Daddie. You don't understand how strong this Daddie can get. All right, maybe I'll send Geralt down here, and he can work on some of those guys. Daddy's a strong boy. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Daddy's a strong boy. That's right, you can't. It is categorically true that Daddy is a strong boy. Pew! Look at that. Only one experience. That's how we do. We got these gross-ass worms. We got this thing. Lesser diamonds. Karna will probably hit mid-30s or 40s by the time you get the second Vigor Ball. What's the, is it still Vicar for their, for the normal, promotion for them? Alright, let's do some softening. So apparently Geralt can catch back up. Normal is Vicar. Okay. Cool. She might become the strongest on the team. Oh, come on. I needed someone else to get that, you bastard. I'm upset. My day's ruined. There we go. Pegasus Knight. He learns Aura 4 faster than Karna. Whoa. There's an already promoted Vicar you can get coming up soon. Interesting. Oh no, she can't attack anything. All right, well we'll keep her right here. She'll be ready. She'll be friggin' on it. How much? What's he close? 64. Jojo, what was our deal for Kazan? Did he get pushed down to 31? Pushed up to 31, or is he going to 30? I can't recall. Oh, look at this. Look at Rick. He's flying above his name. Whee! Good job, Rick. You know exactly who he is. He can cover up his own name. I'm gonna move him out of the way here because I want to see. Oh no, it's not gonna work. Okay, I'll still move him out of the way. I'll just go down here. Rick is more powerful than the UI. That's right, he cannot be stopped. He's breaking the fourth wall. He's just showing off. I use him as the designated main healer while Sarah and Karna provide supplemental healing. Kazan's going to 31. Okay. Understood. Come on, Geralt. Let's keep him down here. So we got a lizard man coming after Rick here. Ooh. Oh, good job, Rick. Okay. Going after Peter, that's fine. Nice, good job. Fuck those wyverns. They suck. You're mean. Alright, let's send Daddie over here. Bam! To take on this Dark Sniper. Because I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable, like these worms. And I'm going to send May over here to work on this Lizard Man. Nice. Nice. Everything is working out. All according to plan. I'm going to send Peter over here so we can attack this Wyvern from this direction. Maybe we can get somebody else to finish it off. It's coming after Daddie. That's no big deal. This only did like 1 or 2 damage. Yeah. Daddie's fine. Big Daddie. Nice. Karna's doing fine. She can just heal herself in the next round or something for some easy XP. We got these gross worms. Excellent sign. Alright. Karna. Actually, Karna needs to come down here and heal. Rick. Healing Rick! God. After we talked about that show so much, I'm kind of upset that we made the joke. Good job, Karna. She's doing great. Alright, yeah, let's hold off. Let's hold off. Boom, and see if we can get Geralt some points. Alright, so she can't attack there, but maybe she can attack Lizard Man. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, she looks great! Oh. Best sprite. Best sprite in the game. That was awesome. That was worth it. That was worth the wait. 100%. That was amazing. The glove is on her foot. Wow. Amazing. Just absolutely stellar stuff. Let's see. The dark sniper's not that dangerous. Maybe I'll give it to somebody else. Rick's been doing really well. Slade's doing great. I'll send them down here. I'm gonna start poking. You stay there. Peter, why don't you work on this Wyvern? Her punches are as strong as her kicks. Her kicks are as strong as her punches. You know, we're in the community Dan Harmon zone, I guess. Oh, even Luke can break the AI. Yeah, he's so strong. What he lacks for in stats, he makes up for in UI breaking ability. All her hard years of being educated on the streets. School hard knocks. And she knocks with her foot. How great would it be if someone knocked on your door and you come out and they've just got their foot up in the air like that. And they provide no context. Oh, good job, girl. There we go. He's getting there. He's getting there. You just walk up and they're about to knock again, but their foot's up like that. And they're about to bam. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like to see that. I would like to see that. Everything's fine. Who's worried? I'm not worried. Oof, okay, those things can still do a bit of damage to Slade. He's not nearly as bulky as Daddie. We've got a real strong dad on our hands here, gang. Who do we go for here? Geralt will have time because he has to move back up. So maybe Luke? I don't know. Luke's not really helping any. And I kind of want to, yeah, I'm going to heal our boy Kazan. He's more valuable. There we go, perfect. Man, he's so squishy still. It's funny seeing Daddie run around with like 70 health, and then our little wizard, not a wizard even, mage, is just in his 30s. It's embarrassing. I mean, sure, he can do a little bit of AoE damage, but still. Kill it. Destroy the worm. There we go. Look at that. HP plus 2, attack 1, defense 2, agility 1, bolt level 2. Oh, never mind. I forgot. Daddie can also do AoE damage. All right, let's let Kazan kill this dark sniper. It's worth more. There we go. It's worth more points, and he's been getting shit from, like, everything else. All right, I know he's close to a level up. Do good. She's so cool. Who needs help? Anybody need help? Yeah, let's bring up Karna. Oh, she heals with her foot too. Usually you have to be into a foot fetish to be healed by a foot, but you know what? She's still pretty cool. She's that powerful. It's very Chun-Li. And no one has ever sexualized Chun-Li. Right? Right, guys? She's just a downright asexual character. Looks like Luke is perched on the little rope bridge there. It's pretty adorable. So the tiles don't glow on these open spaces, so you can kind of just move in ways that the game doesn't seem to tell you. Interesting. There we go. Anybody else want some? Anyone else want a frickin' piece? Who wants some? Oh, another worm trying to get it done? No way. No siree. Okay, we're trying. You're trying. Little lesser demon. That's the way to respond to that. Just puh. Don't even give them the dignity of words. Insult them with general noises. That'll teach them. Let's let Karna come down here and heal our boy. It's your boy, Geralt. I don't know if Geralt's still my favorite character. I do really like him. But he needs a little bit of assistance. Okay, let's see what kind of damage she can take. Ho! Not good. Not good damage. That was quite bad. I didn't much care for that. Let's bring Rick over here to help there, maybe? Bam. Cool. Nice. He's still getting good XP from that. All right. Sarah, run away is my answer. Run away. Run the fuck away. Her stats haven't changed. Oh, that's true. I forgot. Her cool sprite made me forget that she is no longer, or that she is still a frail healer. Alright, let's kill this lesser demon. Kazan's so close to a promotion. I need it to happen. Please, God. That was only worth 1? I was hoping for a little more than that. Just a little. He's too high leveled. Like I said, this is all JoJo's fault. She would have gotten 49, kill it with blast. Yeah, well. Whee! Am I cheating the system? You decide. You can choose. We'll see how far back I can even go. Whee! This is great. Isn't this fun content, guys? This is how you play the game. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the only game in the series that I've played. Alright, I can't go far. Of course, it's right after she heals. Isn't that funny? Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the only game in the series that I've played, and I hated that game. I despised that game. The combat was so boring. I hated the characters. I really did not like Rex, was it? I hated Rex. And then the gross sexualization of basically everybody who had boobs in that game. Pretty gross. Not a huge fan, to be quite honest. 1 was so much better than 2. I'll have to take your word for it. Jeez. Oof. I don't have it in me to play like those open world type games anymore. It's just like I don't have the time. And I hated walking around in the open world in 2 because I would try my best to get there. The map sucks, for one. The map is just absolute garbage. So I'd try to get somewhere, and it's just like, oh, this is the way that you go. And there's a level 80 monster here. You cannot avoid it. It's going to be here, and you just have to deal with it. Peter oh no, Peter died from the poison. It was so confusing getting anywhere. It wasn't all that fun. Just in general, I did not like the game. For a lot of reasons. One of the biggest ones was the gacha system. I just didn't like it. Like, okay, so not only is there a gacha system where you can get like good units or good blades, it's completely random, and then you can only you can't switch them around. So you got a tank blade on your healer or attacker, which can work, but like, what if you needed a better tank for your tank, and you just can't do anything about it? It's really shitty. And then like the wording for getting new, like for not having enough room for more blades, was really vague and stupid. Nice. It's like, because you can only hold so many of the blades, and most of them are trash. So you go to get a new one, and it's like, oh, you can't, like, now's not the time, or something like that. You can't summon any more at this time. Which is not what that means. What it sounds like is you have to wait. You've done too many of them at once, which is a possibility because you get a whole bunch of like the little summoning bits. And let me check my, okay, that's he's a little hurt. I'm gonna send him back up here. So it's like, oh, maybe I'm just not allowed to summon like X amount of blades for X amount of time and there's a cooldown. That's not what it means. It means, in reality, that your inventory is full. They don't say that. They could say that your inventory is full. But for whatever reason, they chose the wrong thing to say. The thing that was confusing. The Xeno series does sexualize the women. Like, and I want to be clear. I'm fine with, like, a little bit of fan service. Like, I'll admit, I'm a horny guy. I've got nothing against a character who dresses scantily or something like that. It's fine. I find it fun. Like, I think like a couple streams ago, I mentioned how much I like Castlevania, and every single character in that show basically is bangable as hell and is super hot. And I'm cool with that because for the most part, those characters are more than that. Xenoblade 2, at least, I'm only going to speak to what I know, like, the main girl, Pyra, just finds the main character on a whim, and immediately starts doing, really cringy stuff and just loves him for no reason. And of course, she's got huge old jugs and is a traditional woman where, you know, she likes to cook and take care of you and stuff like that. And, like, I like those things. I like people cooking for me. I like people taking care of me. But I never felt like her character grew much more past that. And part of that, I will always admit, some of this could be on me. By the end of it, I hated the character so much, I couldn't give a shit. And I didn't like the dialogue, so I skipped some of it, or I didn't pay enough attention. But that's a problem with the writers of the game, because they should have done a better job creating dialogue that wasn't cringe as fuck. You always lose steam halfway through the Xenoblade games. Tried 1 and 2, couldn't finish either. I had to force myself to finish 2. And 2 was the first game. It changed my life. It forced me to turn it down to easy because I was in the last dungeon. And I was like, okay, I can't give up on the game right here. But I don't want to play this anymore. So I'm going to turn it down to easy so the game will be over sooner. And that was the first time I did that, and it's when I had to respect my time. And Xenoblade 2 did not respect my time, so I did not respect it by playing it in the way that it wanted to be played. Oh, come on with the poison. Poisoning everybody. Xeno 1 is more straightforward with levels and stats. There isn't a blade system or changing class system like in 2 or 3. And, like, I like a class system, but when you lock the class stuff behind RNG, and there's no way to undo it, except for, like, releasing the blade and hoping it comes back on the character you want it to, that sucks. That's really, really dumb. Xeno 1 had the best combat system. They actually made reductive Xeno... Yeah, in Xeno 2, I felt like I was just hitting the same buttons over and over and over. There was no strategy. The game was not good at teaching you what any of the systems were. So I had to, like, look up guides on how to play the game, and then once I learned how to play the game, after, like, homework, I was like, this is really boring. And it felt like I was doing the same thing in every fight against monsters and bad guys that were just HP sponges. It was really annoying. I think I would play Xeno 1 again and just skip all the side quests, see if I could get through it. Then 2 was way too weeb. Yeah, 2, like, Jabroni, you know I don't mind weeb shit because I like Fire Emblem. Like, the modern Fire Emblems, I don't mind them. But yeah, 2 just did not do anything for me. The last thing about Xeno 1 I will say is that it is by far the superior story. It's no comparison how much better Xeno 1's story and structure is. That includes character. Pyra is a weak female lead. Yeah, it's really shitty. Like, it'd be cool to subvert the tropes. It's like, oh, we've got a female character who, on their surface, you know, has the traits of a typical damsel in distress type. Like, she needs rescuing, or doesn't have a lot of characterization. At least to me, she didn't have a lot of characterization. She just, like, instantly falls in love with the hero, and then and then Rex gets 2 girls at the end. That's the most inceliest thing ever. It's just like, yeah, these 2 girls are, like, super cool and different and hot, and they, like, save the world, but they had to, like, I had to wield them to do it. They were literally tools. And, you know, at the end, I got both of them. I got both girls. Yeah. It's like, it felt really gross. Just sad because there was a compelling storyline in 2 and 3, but they didn't focus the drama on, like, the real conflict of the Blades. In 2, when their host dies, they lose their memory until they're born as a... Thank you. Okay. I loved the side story, the B-plot, whatever you want to call it, of the relationship between hosts and Blades, and how their life is reset upon them losing their hosts and they don't remember anything. So it's like this quandary within them being like, oh, how do we, who are we without these people? Can we be somebody without these people? Like, how do we give up on them? when we can't even remember them, what are memories, who are we, and stuff like that. That I felt never got explored, which was vastly similar, which is why the enemies were cooler, because that's what they were fighting for. And I never felt like the heroes confronted that in an interesting or nuanced way. In fact, going back to the gacha thing for just a moment, the story makes a big deal from the villain's perspective about releasing blades being like a terrible thing, like because you're committing mental suicide on a person. You're hitting the reset button on a person and setting them back to factory default settings where they don't remember their past lives, they don't remember their relationships, they have no memories. You've basically killed a person. But the only way to get new blades is to delete somebody. So you have all these jobbers, these nothing units that apparently are making memories with you, because you do use some of them. You don't always have the good, memorable blades. So you have these ones that you use and are making memories and bonds with, but you have to get rid of them because they're trash compared to the rarer ones. So the game, with the heroes, kicks aside its own message of treating blades in such a way is bad, and then doubles down and says, yeah, these blades, they're not as good as these other blades. You have to get rid of them. You have to kill them in order to get the new ones. That's bad storytelling. That's a complete disregard of the theme of the story. What the hell? Griffin, hey man, we are complaining about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because I hate that game. How are you today? What are your thoughts on Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Because I've been ranting for a while now. That's the massively compelling, heartbreaking storyline. Agreed that the Pyramithra ending is meh. Yeah, agreed. The Blades had the compelling story, not Rex and Pyrrha. Agreed. I never played anything but Chronicles 1, which I liked, but never beat. Well, I apparently joined the club because my boy Jabroni here also was interested but did not beat it. And frankly, I don't blame him. I do not blame him. I did not like the game. I felt that its story was lacking and it didn't know how to tackle the complex themes that were interesting that it put in place. It just disregarded them to make story about little boy getting all the booba he wants for free while doing very little work to earn the booba, as if women can be earned in general. But I feel like he did not earn his ending at all. I never felt like the bonds were really there. They said that the bonds were there, but I never felt it personally. No problem, Jojo. You gotta earn the booba. Yeah, don't you understand that every man is entitled to booba? Of course. Of course. You do good things, and eventually you are rewarded with a beautiful wife that's super busty and a redhead who walks around in a freaking swimsuit and cooks for you. You didn't know? You guys didn't know that? That's the whole point of being alive. What's the point of being a man if you can't get booba? Can't believe people think that. Xenogears is my jam. Much respect. I've never played Xenogears. It's dumb. Xenogears would absolutely destroy modern gamers' perception of what is good. It shits on almost all other RPGs, even with its flaws, and basically no modern gamers have played it. What was it on? And is it available? Like, have they remastered it or something? Okay, finally. Man, some of these enemies are hitting fucking hard. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. We are moving ever slowly towards our destination. Oh, and everybody's poisoned. Oh, this is so annoying. Is there anybody biding their time over here? All right, I'll keep Luke back here just so he can heal. It's PS1. Jeez, even my tanks are getting brutalized. The best part of Booba is that everyone enjoys them. Booba are universal. I think that's true. Like, I'm not fully bi. I can definitely appreciate a man's body. And like, I can find men attractive. But when I'm looking at the male versus female form, I feel like it's not really a contest. To me, at least. It's just like one of these things is better. And maybe part of that's because, like, the way that they show male masculinity is different. And by that I mean, like, the way that, like, a sexy man has a different type of body than a sexy woman, and I am more attracted to what a sexy woman looks like, and even that is up for debate. Like, I don't mind a muscly girl, I don't mind a thick girl. That's all well and good, especially if they have a good personality. That's what I care about. Let me be able to hold a conversation with you. I think I could be in a romantic partnership with a guy really fairly easily, I think. A sexual relationship with a guy, I'm not sure. I'm happily married, so it's difficult for me to comment on that. I think I could do it. I think I could do it. It would, but like I would have to be attracted to them physically. Okay, 1 second. PS1's never been ported to anything. It spawned Xenosaga and Xenoblade. Xenosaga's with like Cosmos and stuff, right? Those because those are like classical turn-based. Those looked good. I've never played those though. PS1, which have a bit of the spirit, but Xenogears is just immaculate. Turn-based pixel art on 3D exploration with mechs and a killer story and soundtrack. Man, I wish they would have ported it to anything. Like, again, like we make this joke all the time. Why won't you give me your money? Why can't I give you my money for this thing? I don't think there's any kind of remaster. Not sure how to play. I would probably go straight to emulator. I think you're right, Jabroni. I think you're absolutely right. Emulator is the key. You're in the exact same boat. I can find men attractive or appreciate them, but there's no attraction for me there. You'd have to emulate it. It's worth it. Xeno stories are supposed to be the very beginning of the story. But they were made on PS2 and back in the area when games were like 60% cinematics. I had a friend who played the Xenogears. Sorry, whatever the one with Cosmos is called, the turn-based one. Pardon my ignorance. And it looked really fun. Like, I would play it. I'm gonna kill this thing. I'm worried. I'm a little scared. All right, Geralt. I need you to catch up, bruh. Shouldn't anime series instead of games? I would watch that too. With all of my time, of course I would be able to watch an epic saga. Why wouldn't I? Anybody need help? Anybody? Somebody, there we go. I knew somebody needed some help. Whee! Yeah. We're doing alright. We're getting there. This has actually been a pretty tough fight, I have to admit. Which I like. I feel like I haven't been challenged all that much. I think the most challenging part of this game is... Hey, thank you. I am a thirsty bitch. That's nice. I am thirsty in more ways than one. Yeah, the hardest part of this game seems to be whenever they introduce a new enemy unit, it kind of goes hard for a minute. And then once you've leveled up once or twice, it becomes more manageable. Like, this is the first fight with the worms, and those guys are doing some serious damage. All right, let's do this. You'll get there. Shining series is finite, and then you can dig into some other stuff. My worry is by the time I finish all the Shining Force games, I'm gonna have to go back to work, and then I just won't have as much time to stream. I'll have to do it like more sporadically, like on weekends at night or something like that. Played the first and second Xenosagas. If I recall, I don't think the third was available in the US. It's been so long I can't remember. Maybe I just stopped caring. Maybe. If there's so much stuff, it can be hard to like continue to give a shit. Especially if the games are long and require a lot of time, which I think my friend mentioned before, that there was like a lot of, like, they were hefty, chunky games. After Manga, first and foremost, Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger will always be your #1 RPG ever made. I played that. I emulated that a long time ago, and I enjoyed it a lot. I liked it a lot. I mean, I didn't grow up with it, so it's not like my favorite game ever. But I did really like it. You're feeling very dehydrated yourself? Well, I hope that means you're at lunch. Are you talking about the other kind of thirst? I'm so happy you're getting through the day, baby. I hope that means that things are going all right. Because that place can break your spirit. But at least you only have 4 days this week because of going in on Sunday and then getting yesterday off. That was great. All 3 Xenosagas were available here, but yeah, it died out. Okay. Can't remember. You know what, Jabroni? I don't expect you to remember everything that ever happened ever. It's okay. I forgive you. Chef Ray! Oh, so good to see you, baby. I don't know why I called you baby. I think it's because I've been watching too much Scrubs. And we're just Turk and JD, so I think I just called you baby. But I hope you're okay with it, baby. I'm glad you played it, though. A lot haven't. I haven't played it. There we go. Gerhalt's catching up. They had like 1 hour long cinematics at times. Might be misremembering because I was young. Probably. Oh, wait. Was there... Oh, that finished it? Oops. All right, let's go back. Sorry. I need that XP. Daddy needs the XP. Alright, now we know that Gerhalt will level up, which is good, so he can get this kill. Whee! Look at how cool this is. Isn't this fun? Alright. Let's just stay. Right there. Let's just stay. I won't go after all the flyers, but I will go after the... like these 2 like easy units. I'm glad I'm not feeling well. Oh, can't seem to shake it. I'm excited to be done here at lunch. I know we stayed up late. Did that have anything to do with it? Because it feels like it has something to do with it. I stayed up way too late. After you went to bed. I was too busy playing Persona. Too busy playing Persona. That's basically my life. It's a good life, though. I'm having a lot of fun. Stop it with the poison. Vanilla Bear. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Chocolate Bear. How good is Scrubs, just, by the way? It's just so good. It's always fun to watch. It sucks you in no matter what. And then it makes you cry. I like to cry. Personally. I'm a big fan of crying. Aw. That sucks. I wish there was more I could do to make you feel better.
Mess with the warrior.
That's right.
Do you see what you get?
That's right, because I'm so good at this game. I'm about to get bonked by an old man. But it's okay. That old man's got shit on me.
Do you see what you get when you mess with the warrior?
You did. You worked hard. Work sucks. So you come home and you gotta have the things that make you feel good. You gotta get your dose of things that don't suck. Kazan's too low. I'm gonna keep him out of that. Maybe we can go... Yeah, let's get rid of this wyvern before it gets too comfortable. There we go. Good job, Rick. You're great. I'm glad Chester's gone. Dark Soldier? Yeah, let's get this guy out of here too. Bam! Eagle! Such a good series, and it holds up pretty well, I think. There are definitely some jokes that are a little... not good. They don't hold up well because of culture. But for the most part, the show has, like, it does really well. That's fine. Trying to get some XP spread. Boom, ba-dum. Let's get Kazan, because I know he was getting real weak. There we go. There we go. What other games do you guys hate that other people seem to really like? Because I told you guys about my hate for Xenoblade. Do you have anything that is in the same boat for you that like you just really dislike no matter what? Despite, critical acclaim or something like that. Fans from the series really enjoying. Fortnite? No one actually likes Fortnite. If you like Fortnite, you're cringe. You're super cringe. And I'm embarrassed for you. You should be ashamed of yourself. I've never actually met a Fortnite player that wasn't like a student of mine. I've never talked to a person and like had someone genuinely be like, yeah, Fortnite, of course, Fortnite. Yeah, it's benign, 9.5. Okay, everything's great. Look at this girl right here. She's dying. Just on a bridge, waiting around while all these people stand here and do nothing. Come on, Luke. Thank you. All right, now we can kill. Killing is now going to happen. So whoever gets to move next, whether it's Geralt or Kazan, will get the kill. Maybe I'll give it to Kazan, because he's having a lot of trouble getting XP now. So maybe the wizard will give him enough to level up. All right. Oh, of course he doesn't have any. Can I bonk him? Let's see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? That's the worst that could happen. It's like a baguette. Everything looks much grander. I don't mind that they've shaved me. Oof, man. That's what I get for not paying attention to my MP stores. Just give it to Geralt. Why are you waiting to promote Kazan? He is going to Sorcerer. and I have a deal with JoJo where I was going to wait until level 31 to promote him. He was we had a deal where if I ever got lost, he would tell me what to do next, provided I postpone a promotion by a level. So that happened. Excuse me, will you help me up? No, I'll do it. We'll take you with us. Let me see your supple young form. Tristan is the nearest town. I think you had better rest there. It seems fully unnecessary but do your thing. It's just a little joke to make things a little funnier. You sure aren't being nice. You know, hey, if you want to be a good streamer, something you have to have interactions with your chat. And this is what I'm choosing to do. What? Don't you want to go to Tristan? Oh, I do, but I don't want to leave her alone with this old man. We shouldn't go to Tristan right now. Why not? Because of me. Yeah. Who are you? Are you a devil? Yeah. Oh, she's hot. Love a good devil woman. No, I'm right. Oh, thank you for saying it my stupid way, Griffin. I'm one of the leaders of the devil army. My name is Camila. I thought that was an A. Camila. What do you want? Oh. Daddy, I came here to get your jewel of evil. Why would a devil want the jewel of evil? I don't understand. Somebody make it make sense. Welcome back, Jojo. Xeon told us to bring it to the ancient tower. He didn't mention you, and since we've never heard of you, you're not getting the jewel. No, his orders were. If Xeon finds out, you will be... He'll forgive me when I bring him the jewel. Enough talking. Hand over that jewel. In return, I'll spare Sir Astral. Now, kill him. Don't care. I don't have any attachment to this old fart. Do you want me to kill this old man? The jewel can't be removed from Daddy's neck. Do you really think that you can kill me? Of course. Ha! Oops. Oh, wow. She's got the moves. Well done. You dodged my fireball. What a surprising old wizard. I didn't think you had the stamina, the energy for such a blast. I didn't think I could obtain the jewel that easily. Ha ha. This is going to be fun. Daddy, keep it for a while. Ugh. I like it when a devil woman calls me daddy. What can I say? What can I say? She's, you know what? The evil side's not looking too bad anymore. They're hitting all the right buttons for this guy. I'll be made queen of the devils. Listen, I got nothing against the devil queen.
Do you see what you get, Carla? Do you see what you get when you mess with the warrior?
Gotta go. Some jackass put a 12:30 on my calendar. Oh, I bet he's bald as fuck, too. I bet that jackass is bald and likes to torture himself by playing really hard challenge runs on games instead of playing Dave the Diver. I don't know why I think that. It's just a feeling. Have a good rest of your day, Jabroni. It actually wasn't yourself this time? Oh no, I just made fun of you for no reason. Later, Jabroni. Have a wonderful day. Be careful of Geship and Zalbard. Whee! Ah, she's gone. Okay, Daddy, let's go to Tristan. My horny old balls are just gonna have to wait for another woman to show up. You ejaculate dust, old man. Stop being so horny. Would you please explain what just happened? You don't know. I'm horny as fuck. Old people have nothing better to do. STIs are very high amongst the elderly. Everything here was set up by Camila. It was a trap to get the jewel of evil. Your fireball, as if you knew what she was from the beginning. Yes, I did. Her evil aura was apparent. By the way, did you hear what she said? They're all acting on their own, ignoring Xeon's orders. It will be dangerous. We must be careful. We did it. Alright, let's check around here. Secrets? There's a secret in this tree. There's not. But You know that's something that Shining Force would do. You know it's something Shining Force would do, which is why I'm going to look at my guide here. Continue north, search the mountains for... Oh, there's Mithril back here? Oops. There's Mithril. Which we greatly need. Okay, over here. I don't like that the Devil Woman's gone. Alright, continue north, search the northernmost tip of the mountains for some Mithril. Okay. I guess it's over here. I have all these Shining Force fans. And no one told me to search the tip. What's up with that? Nothing? Nothing? Am I in the right place? I'm probably just in the wrong place. Continue north. To the mountains for some Mithril. You won't get to heal before the next battle, so get new members. Okay. Maybe it's over here. This place seems pretty northy. What is this? What's this city? Okay, not a place we can enter yet. Alright, we'll come back. We'll come back for it. I don't want to waste your guys' precious time. Or mine, for that matter. Okay, flyers. After this battle, you meet Camila. Go west to Tristan. Okay. Boop-a-doo. So I want to do, when I finish this game, I want to do like like a pros and cons, my thoughts on this game compared to the first one, and kind of figure out how I feel, how each game had its strengths and weaknesses, how they measure up to each other. Just put my thoughts out there, because I've definitely got thoughts on this game and Shining Force 1, of course. Tristan is ruled by the goddess Mitula. We have lots of water here. Ooh, another beast man. Devils, they better not come to Paramacia as long as Mitula and Volcanon are watching. I don't feel like they're doing a lot of work, honestly. You're from South Paramacia? Welcome. The longer you stay, the more you'll like it here. What's up, boy? We guarantee all our items to be in good condition. That's what they all say. Fairy powders, nothing. Okay. What do you say? You got weapons? Yes, you do. Alright. The next two battles can be a bit rough. Okay. Buster Sword, Great Sword. Is it time to level up, like, to do this again? No, okay, we've got Great Swords. Okay, good. I was like, man, we've bought a lot of swords recently. Javelin, Chrome Lance. I feel like this might be new. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Equip it. Suits you. Okay, Large Axe, Great Axe. Okay, so this is probably for Jaha. It's weaker. Alright, get that shit out of here. Oops, wrong button, sorry. Assault Shell, Great Shot. Is this the right one? Nope, we got that. Okay. Power Glove, Brass Knuckles. Ooh. Let's check them out. Ooh, okay, yeah, that's a good one. Go ahead. Okay, so I think that's everything, so let's sell the stuff we don't need anymore. No more Power Glove. No. Sarah's not a gamer anymore. She had the Power Glove. That's unfortunate. And then we just got the Chrome Lance, so let's get rid of the Heavy Lance. Next battle is similar to the chess battle in that there are a lot of enemies in a small space. Yay. That's what I wanted to happen. Get out of my way, Beastman. Okay. Hey! A turtle guy! It hasn't rained here lately, no kidding. Everything is okay as long as Mitula is here. Is this just like a land where all the species and races can mix together without any hatred? I love it. No judgment. Storytellers in the shrine tell us the legends of the world. Sometimes it's difficult for us to understand their true meanings. Do. Okay, so it looks like I have to go like up and around there. No, I've not seen her here, but she's in the shrine. Mitula's shrine is behind the caverns of Tristan. Oh, a fairy? Mitula receives her holy energy from the ground orb. It rests on the statue of Mitula in the shrine. Why don't you go and see? Goddess Mitula can control the weather. A few wizards in the shrine also use the powers of nature. That's pretty cool. Is this the thing? A statue of beautiful Mitula. Alright, so I assume this is the entrance to the shrine. It's looking ornate enough. Got some cool stuff happening. Hey, what happened here? We had many hopeful visitors coming to see Mitula, but now nobody comes. Nobody's interested in religion anymore. That's why everything bad's happening. Nobody fears God anymore. That's why it's a godless country. Alright, let's save. Boo-doo-doo. Make sure you guys are keeping hydrated. Get yourself a snack. I had some wasabi bean snaps. Those are like my favorite. And then I had an orange. Nice navel orange. And then a couple Cheez-Its because they're really good. Open the chest. A healing seed. Yay. Finally back from your work meeting. Probably in time for you to end. My daughter went down pretty late. So I think I might be able to push it a little further. So you get to see my strategic excellence at play live. Aren't we so lucky and blessed? Okay, this is just another entrance. There's just 2 entrances. Okay. Anything over here? Okay. Down? I'm gonna explore a little bit. Yeah, I'm going late just for you. I didn't want you to miss me doing anything spectacular or interesting. Whee! Oh, yeah, so that just brings me back here. I had some ramen noodles, like one of like the instant kind, a couple like weeks ago, and man, I know it was bad for me, but it was really good. Ooh, Protect Milk. It was like a spicy kimchi ramen. Oh, it was so good. And I didn't even poop weird afterwards, which was what I was expecting. So it was a real treat for me. And then for lunch today, last night for dinner, I made like a sausage, cranberry, pecan, butternut squash bowl thing. Oh, so good. So I'm excited for that for lunch too. Instant ramen is so good. It's so good. No one can convince me otherwise. You can't enter Mitula's shrine right now. Sir Astral, what do we do now? Daddy, what do you think? We lie. I'm not... I talked. I'm not sure. Daddy, it's obvious. We kill him. I agree. We have to see the storytellers and listen to the legends. Make a break for it. Oh, he's fast. Wait, you must not enter the holy shrine. So be it. Let the truth be known. Oh no, more plot twists? My body can't handle it. He's doing a lot of little teleporting, and it's a little silly. Go away, the devils already occupy the shrine. Devils again, Daddy, attack. Alright, so what do we got? We got more worms, we got another wizard, got more of those orc-looking dudes. Master monks. We've got our own master monk. Gotta get the instant transmissions Is that what they're called in DBZ? Instant transmissions? I've probably said it before, but I was not allowed to watch Dragon Ball Z. It was too violent. And, I don't know, probably too Japanese for my parents. Ah, crap, everybody's still poisoned. Oops. They'd try to teach me about secularism. I was never interested in DBZ. Battle take way too long and too much yelling and powering up. Yeah, and like nowadays, like people really like it, but I can't get into it now because they have like. It feels like all the fights are just about who has biggest beam number, and all the abilities seem just like teleport, punch, beam types. So they're like. It's never felt like any of the fights came down to a character winning because of intelligence or creativity, which is makes a good fight. Is a character understanding what their ability does and what the other ability does, what their enemy does, and then figuring out how to overcome like the obstacles to make it work. That's what I like to see in a good fight. And DBZ never has given me that. It's always been, well, I've got bigger number and bigger beam. I never like having literal power levels like creative fight like JoJo Mob Psycho. Exactly. That's why I love JoJo so much. It's just like there's a fight with gambling. Before the gambling anime even came out. And it's like, obviously punching isn't going to work until the end. He punches him at the end, but not before. He had to get him to a state where he could punch him, which meant outsmarting him. And that is interesting. That is really, really cool. Who needed to detox? I'm not going to bother with it, but it's just good to know. I don't really like the Darby the Older fight, but that's just personal bias. Darby the Older is why my corgi is named Darby. Darby the Younger is really good too. That one is so fun. Because it's just like that one, it's lying. And anytime you can win a fight by being a better liar than the liar, it's really interesting. I like that. Ah, that makes me sad. But then, like, having in, like, part 5, for instance, like, having to learn how to fight somebody who lives in a mirror, or learning how to fight somebody who can make you older just by being in their vicinity, while also fighting off a guy who's got a magic fishing hook, who's trying to take your hearts out. Interesting. You still, like, yeah, you have to beat them. You have to punch them to death. But how do you solve that problem of, I can't even get near this guy? It's very cool. Or how do you, and another one in part 5, how do you beat a guy how do you beat a group of people who have like a teleporting shark thing that can go from any body of water while also dealing with their ability to like make it so a character can't tell the truth? It's really interesting. Part 3 is your least favorite part, so it hurts my ratings a lot, especially when Jotaro is the main fighter. I like Jotaro a lot. I have to admit, I love Jotaro a lot. But yeah, it was definitely figuring out the creativity. It gets more and more creative with each part. It gets more and more insane with each part. Oh, excuse me. Because part 3 did have some basic ones. It's just like, okay, what's this guy's power? Fire. He do sword really good. Stuff like that. And then, you know, part 4, our main character is a healer. Like, Josuke's thing is reconstruction and healing, and how he uses that to fight is super cool. Because it's not what you expect. He still punches things real good, but that's not his main power. That's true. Narancia is really dumb, which makes the fight stupid, but it also makes it really funny. It's like, what do you mean you don't have a piece of paper anywhere? Like, there are so many other ways to communicate. But I'm willing to let it go for funsies. Ah, crap, I forgot to equip his thing. Oopsies. It'll be alright. Oh, of course I say that and get hit by a heavy. It's mainly Jotaro specifically I don't like. Polnareff is awesome. Kakyoin and Avdol would be sick if they weren't just reduced to jobber. Yeah, they really do have that issue where... I mean, Kakyoin gets, like, what, 2 fights or something like that? It's not a lot. He doesn't get a lot of time to thrive and show off. Polnareff gets the most out of anybody, and Avdol gets basically nothing. Abdul. Which blows, because he's awesome. Like, the whole cast is really good. It's a strong cast. I guess we'll just keep healing. There we go. Returned only to do nothing and then die again. Yeah, it is very silly. Like, he comes back and gets to pee in a guy's mouth and then dies a couple chapters later. But you know what? What a way to go. What a way to go, by dying right after pissing into a dude's mouth. It does make the Vanilla Ice fight, like, hurt more. But it could have been better. One that always gets me is that I love Iggy, but one of my favorite stands is Pet Shop. I love Pet Shop, so that fight always makes me sad because it's 2 characters I really like going at it. And Pet Shop's just so cool. He's a freaking falcon who has an ice stand, and he's just really cool and bloodthirsty and evil. But he's just a fucking bird. Just a really evil bird. Oh. I have to head out now. Work meeting in 10 minutes. Take care. Save the world. Level grind early and often. I will do anything you need me to do, Jojo. After the next battle, you'll get a sorcerer. Avdol has 100% waste potential. Sorcerers have assassination spells. And I'm off. Take care. Bye, Jojo. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Have a good day. Good luck with the work stuff. Avdol has 100% wasted potential. He has so much screen time with his "Yes I Am" swag and never gets... Yeah, it all goes... It's all just... That he could be more. He deserved more. He 100% deserved more. Nice. Okay, this is working out. We're doing all right here. Aside from all the poisonings, we're doing okay. Yeah, I guess just keep healing. Yeah, we're good. Part 3, I think, is a great introduction to stands, which I think are vastly more interesting than Hamon. I don't think that's like a hot take or anything. But he was still like learning about it, and you could see like even as the chapters went on, the stand powers got weirder and weirder. Because, like, even just a little bit in, we've got an evil car and stuff like that, which is strange. Or a guy that can move through mirrors, which is a little normal by anime standards, but still really cool. And then starting in part 4 is when things get wild. Like, I can control an army of like a miniature army. Or I can erase the space between things. Or I can travel between electrical lines by playing a guitar solo. So every single time he gets a little more creative. He had no interest in Iggy and disliked him right up until the pet shop fight when suddenly he became awesome. I had the polnareff relationship with him. Yeah. I didn't like him at first either. But they give him his new design where he looks less like a Boston Terrier who's had his head like caved in by a wall. And he looks a little cuter. And that's a lot more. It helps a lot, and they give him a little more characterization. The best thing about Iggy is that Araki is 100% in the know about Bostons because they do fart on everything. I've got 2 Bostons. They are the fartiest little things in the world. They smell awful. They're very cute, but they smell terrible. So he must have had some kind of experience with one. Come on, Luke. I'm starting to wonder why you're even here. Part 3 is really important and an introduction to the new direction the series takes. Exactly. It's the introduction. It also makes stands confusing and gives rules that are literally wrong later in the series. We don't talk about that. And as someone who loved Part 1 Dio and doesn't like Part 3 Dio at all, I feel like it ruined a villain I really enjoyed with a boring protagonist. I'll agree to disagree. I like Dio a lot in his super bisexual vampire persona. He's definitely like... I will agree that in Part 1, he is a smaller villain. Which I do really like. I do really like small villains like Kira, where it's just like, I don't care about world domination. I'm not here to do anything like that. I'm here because I want this small, intimate thing. And I think that makes for a more interesting villain, why I really like Kira, because he's so desperate to hold on to this little life that he's made for himself, and he's not in it for world domination. So I can understand liking Part 1 Dio for that, but Part 3 Dio, he's just so fucking fabulous, and I love him for it. I think the most quintessential Part 3 thing is Jotaro versus Avdol, first stating you have to breathe to use your stand, and then shortly afterwards giving us Dark Blue Moon. Dark Blue Moon, I don't know what was happening there, because it's very much like he uses a power he's never had before, and like I don't even think he uses Starfinger again. It's very weird. It's a very weird fight. And it doesn't add much, but it is fun in its own silly way. I've been having to work and couldn't grab my phone to say that I'm getting sad about the Jotaro hate. He's my favorite. His voice actor is fantastic. And I still love Jotaro. And I don't mind that they keep bringing him back because they've been giving him like interesting characterization. He's not as flat. Later in the series, like you get to see his interaction with Josuke, his uncle, and then his daughter. It's cool. It's really cute. I really like Jotaro. I can understand why somebody might not, even if I disagree. But I can understand it. My fiance and I got 2 little black kitties, and they would stink us out of the room in every house. We eventually nailed down to an acute chicken allergy they both have, and switched to a salmon sweet potato cat food. Now, aside from when you scare Hazel, we're essentially skunk-free. That's nice. Ooh. Yeah, cat, like, we've got so many animals, and it is very hard to nail down who's bringing the stink at any given time, because it could be any of them. Hey, Arcanal Madness. Hey, good to see you again, man. How you doing? Thank you for coming back and saying hi. We are talking about JoJo, which I think you were here for last time. I think you also came in on the JoJo conversation. We are also just talking about JoJo again. This is not a JoJo stream, but you know, what are you gonna do? It comes up, it comes up. The main thing to me that is Part 3 Dio is just like an idiot. He doesn't use his vampire powers effectively at all, and his ramp up from an understandable and more achievable goal to I'm going to take over the world is a lot. Understandable. I did, like, sometimes with that kind of stuff, you have to suspend your disbelief and be like, it's okay. Like, I'm just okay with this. It's just so fun, and he just steals every scene, and he's so silly and gay in a completely good way. It's just so fun. I honestly don't mind. Starfinger comes back in strength and Anubis, very minorly though. It's been a long time since I've seen Part 3, I have to admit. Part 4 Jotaro is really good. Part 3 Jotaro is blah. Understandable. Poses JoJo, you say? What's the one? There's this one. There's that one. This is like the hat one. That's a popular one. I know nothing about JoJo, and it just sounds like an insane drug trip. I could spoil JoJo for you. I could tell you what like a main antagonist's stand power is, like their special ability, and it would not ruin it for you, because the whole series is absolutely ridiculous, and without context, it means nothing, and it would still be interesting. That's JoJo. Yeah, the hand over the face. That was the one I was thinking. Yeah. It's been, like I said, it's been a while. What's your favorite part, Ark? Is it okay can I call you Ark? Dio in Part 3 is so arrogant that he's just toying with the cast until he gets absolutely bodied. That's true. That's a very common way for an old style villain to get his shit kicked in, is like thinking that they're the hottest shit in the world, and then they get absolutely obliterated for it. Ooh, that's a good level up. Nice. And that's fun. Like, sometimes I do just want fun. Like, oftentimes I am, like, in my media looking for, like, deep shit. And it's like, yeah, I want to feel something. Sometimes I just want to be, like, just hyped. I want to be hyped. And JoJo will generally always do that for me. Somehow, some way. Dio loves to be, Jotaro is a threat, acts in a manner as if Jotaro is not a threat. He's just so damn playful. He's just so damn playful. He's just there to have fun. And to farm humans and prove that he's superior to them. Monologuing till their death. Absolutely. That is the downfall to basically all villains. Not that I'm complaining. It's fun. Silliness has its place, and JoJo does it for me. What can I say? You're a Bleach kid, so take that as you will. Watched the hell out of Bleach and loved it. I think I stopped around the 200s. When I was in high school, I caught up with Bleach and, like, read it, watched it, whatever. Like, I was up to date. Like, me and my friends would... I'm gonna attack this guy. We would, like, look out for the updates and read the manga as it was being translated, like, on the computers at school. And, like, I had a bunch of characters that I really liked. Like, Shuhei, I think it was his name. I really liked him. And I'm sure there was... the Arankar guy. The Espada. This is Cero. I think that was his name. No, Cero was the name of the ability. Stark. I really liked Stark. So there were parts of it I really liked, but I think after he finally, like, did this shit with Aizen, I think I stopped. I think. It's been a shitload of time. I really love Part 2 because before Stands, it feels more grounded. Like, usually I kind of like the stands more because it's so ridiculous. But the way that like Joseph and Caesar use their Haman in more interesting ways makes Haman okay. Because before that, in part 1, it's kind of standard. But Joseph is just so creative and interesting that it's fine. Like, I really like Joseph. Joseph is great. Kira and Cars are just much better villains than Part 3 Dio. I'm even a huge Diavolo fan. I like Diavolo too. Of course, I'm a bit Italian. I'm learning Italian, so obviously the thing that takes place in Italy is really big for me. Part 4 with Kira is amazing. It's probably your favorite. I go back and forth between Part 4 or 5 being my favorite. It depends on like the day of the week and like what I'm looking for in an episode, because like Part 5 is a little more epic because they're traveling to a goal, but Part 4 has more comedy to it. It's a little more slice of life. So depending on what I'm looking for, I'll go back and forth, but I generally 4 or 5 are my favorites. Feel like Hamon Ukiora. I have a plush Ukiora that I got from like a Comic-Con 100 years ago. I think it's like in a closet somewhere. I loved Ukiora because I was a emo goth dumbass edgelord. There's so many cool ass characters. Part 2 and 4 are both your favorites. Can't really place one or the over. Yeah, I feel like 4 and 5 to me are kind of equal. I feel like that's where I stand. Hamon could have been better utilized in Part 3. Joseph doesn't get nearly as creative as he used to. He doesn't get as many opportunities to. You're right. I'd be interested to see, now that Araki is free to be so much more creative and weird, I'd be interested to see what kind of stuff he could do with Hamon now. Because he was very creative back then, obviously. But now he's got full permission to be just the craziest motherfucker on the earth. So I wonder what he would do with that stuff now. Yeah, Hamon being dropped for Part 3 made me sad. It'd be cool to for Joseph to be able to be the guy who combines them both. And it's like, because he's like the smartest character ever. We can all agree that Joseph is like a genius. So it'd be cool to see what a genius would do after getting the power, like 2 incredible power sets, and how a genius would blend them together. Because no one will ever convince me that he is not a genius. Who needs it the most? Chasm? Okay, let's go with Chasm. Hot take, Part 5 was so boring and I hated nearly all the characters. Agree to disagree. I will agree to disagree. You are entitled to your opinion. Shit, I keep forgetting to equip that new weapon. Damn it. I can't... But I feel like in the anime, it did a lot better with the villains, especially the assassin group. I feel like they got a lot more characterization. So while I may not agree with you, I respect your choices. Like, I always go back to Grateful Dead and Beach Boys. That was a pretty simple fight that didn't have to be as in-depth and give the villains a character arc, but it did, and it's awesome for that. Eek. Okay, I did not expect this. Ooh, good job, Road. And I'm back. How goes the forcing? Oh, we are forcing everybody. You wouldn't believe how much force we're using right now. I'm using so much force against these guys. It's so good. Let's try this. There we go. We're talking about JoJo. Using Hamon to control water and stuff showing up multiple times in Part 2. So Joseph could have used it against Darby the Older. That's true. That's true. he kind of plays it in a different way. He still controls the water, but not in the same exact way. It would be cool, like, looking backwards, obviously, there are tons of cool things that Araki could have done, but he didn't. But I try not to judge what we didn't get too hard when what we did get was really, really cool. So I'm trying to be fair. The only thing I really don't like about Part 5 is the actual ending, Requiem. Requiem is overpowered as fuck. And I really wish Fugo actually came back. Yeah, Fugo got his own, like, side story thing somewhere that I don't understand, but I'd love to see. If they ever gave it to us, I would be just so thrilled to see what happens with his character. Yes, Daddy Jotaro always. He's such a daddy. I agree so much with the Deus Ex Machina. I'm usually able to give it a pass if it's cool. I will let a lot of things pass for the because of the rule of cool. If something is really cool, sometimes I just let it go. Purple Haze feedback. That's it. Feedback gets referenced in the fighting game to give Fugo more to do. Yeah, I want to like read that. I just don't know where. I'm sure it's like translated somewhere online. And I just don't have access to it. Everything's online if you know where to look. Ooh, nice. That's good. Alright, I'm a little scared of this Dark Knight. Ah, shit. Okay. I'm scrolling back because I feel like I'm distracted. So I'm going to go backwards so I can equip my javelin and kill this thing. Because it's like the 5th time I've done it. There we go. I think Deus Ex Machina bothers me in JoJo because so much of the good fights is interesting application of abilities we're already known rather than a random new overpowered ability. Yeah. I'll agree. It didn't have to be this way. Boom. Nice. I think part of the issue with maybe we can blast it. So I started blasting. Woo! That's awesome. So I think part of the problem with Dio in Part 3 is that they implied that he had like every stand power in existence or something like that. So they had to make their character OP because they made their villain OP. It was kind of silly writing on Araki's part. And so I think he did his best to fix it. Part 5 doesn't have as much of an excuse. Crap. But I don't mind the Part 3 part as much. Like, I can look past it because when Jotaro and Dio fight, it's fucking awesome. We get the Rodorola. We get awesome Aura-Auras. We get the heart stop thing. A lot of good shit happens. So I'm willing to overlook it. I'm just like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm easy to please. Rocky wrote himself into a corner with Dio and couldn't think of any other way to beat him. Yeah, exactly. Like, he wrote himself into a corner by giving him too many powers, and then he gave him a really OP power that he had to also give Jotaro so they could be on the same footing. But at the I think you can admit that at least when Jotaro used his powers in Part 3 to beat Dio, he was very creative. This thing is with the magnets, learning how to time his own Star Platinum, the world to like overlap and move in the frozen time so he can like outsmart Dio. The book thing, he was like he is a very creative guy. Despite most of the time it boiling down to him just punching things to death. Even when he was given the OP power, he did have to think. He did have to use a little bit of trickery. I want to get around to reading Steel Ball Run. Steel Ball Run is wild. It is really good. I would highly recommend it. I read it like eight years ago, maybe? I don't know. I read it a long-ass time ago. It's been a very long... I read it before I met my wife, and I have 2 kids now. So, it's been a damn long time. It's really good. Imagine if you just let Dio win. Having the magnets at all is so random. It's true. It's... again, I can overlook it. It's just so fun. I'm going to save. I think I hear my daughter, speaking of kids. So I think I'm going to have to go. But we did well. I think we got 3 fights, which is good. I'm trying to get about 3 maps done per stream. I don't know exactly how long this game is. I assume we're about 3/4 of the way. Maybe somewhere between, maybe like 2/3. I don't know. We're getting there. We're making progress. This game feels longer than Shining Force 1. Not that I'm complaining. I'm having a good time. There's like 40 battles I don't really remember. The computer I had with all the information up died. I forgot to plug it in. I feel like I'm in the 30s. I feel like I'm in the early 30s when I was scrolling through it earlier. I think I saw like battle 30, 31, 32, something like that. So we're almost there. So, got 2 more streams this week, so maybe we'll finish it next week. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing my my daughter. Thank you guys for joining me so much. I'm glad I got to go a little longer. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope you guys have a good day. Please take care of yourselves. I love you all very much. Regardless of your opinions on JoJo, I love you because you have different opinions than me on JoJo. So I hope I'll be streaming tomorrow and Friday. I hope to see you guys there for more topics. Maybe we can keep talking JoJo. I'll talk about JoJo for ages. I'll have to write down my thoughts so I remember them all. Thank you so much, Ark. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in again. I know you're fairly new to the stream, so it means a lot that you'd come back. If there's ever anything I can do to make this stream more interesting for you, let me know. Hopefully, it's just talking about more JoJo. And if you ever want to talk JoJo, just hop on into my stream. I will break the conversation that we're on. Leave it in the dust if it means more JoJo talk. All right, I'll see you guys later. I love you all very much. Take care of yourselves. Love yourselves. Do something nice for yourself today. Bye.